YouTube! We're back with another episode of What the Hell Am I Doing? And today, it's Super Saturday. We're going to do some spicy sports betting. Blah, 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 blah. It's a lot to say. But yeah, it's a big day today. I don't have much time. We got to get it uploaded. One of the fights I'm betting on is actually going to be on in, a couple of hours. So I got to get this video encoded and it's going to go straight up today. Tonight is UFC 278. Oh, and before we do that, make sure you guys hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. These things help the channel grow, and make sure you guys leave comments. I appreciate them, and I like to hear from everybody. I also reply to everybody. Okay, so tonight is UFC 278. There's a couple of interesting fights on the card that I'm really interested in seeing how they go. The card's okay. It's not the best card ever, but, those cards are usually the ones that actually deliver. So I'll be watching the fights because I never miss them. But we'll start with the main event of the evening, which is Kamaru Usman versus Leon Edwards. And I believe this is a rematch, actually. Yes, it is. Except this time it's for the title. So here are my thoughts in this fight. I think Leon Edwards is a worthy contender. I think he's earned his rank. I think he has his place where he is. He did get rocked, and he was in big trouble when Nate Diaz hit him late in the fight. And yes, he dominated that fight against Nate Diaz. Let's not forget that. But Nate Diaz, pitter-pattered him and really hurt him. And if Nate didn't screw around, he could have put him away. And that's going to be the big difference in this fight. I think Kamaru has really good wrestling. And he's obviously got powerful hands. We've seen what he did to Masvidal. The only thing he has to worry about is not just starting to focus on his hands, because he's put some guys away now. You start doing that, and you start forgetting your bread and butter, and all of a sudden you lose. So it's very important for Usman to still focus on all his assets and work on them all the time, because they're why his hands are so dangerous. And I think he's a very professional fighter that way. I don't think he screws around, so I think he is going to be prepared in every way possible, and that is what he knows is key to his success. And for Leon Edwards, I don't really see him winning this fight. I just don't. I don't see a way he can do it. I mean, he's a good fighter, yes. He's won some important fights, yes. But this fight, he's going to be outpowered. I think he'll be out-wrestled. If he gets touched like Nate Diaz touched him by Usman, he's going to be put away completely. So I just don't see it going well for Leon Edwards tonight, and I think Usman's going to continue to move forward as a dominant champion. So I will bet a dried Trinidad Viper purple boot cross on this fight on Usman winning. If he loses, I will do the punishment. The next fight from UFC 278 that I'm interested in is Paulo Costa and Rockhold. Both these guys at one point had a lot of upside, a lot of hype. Paulo Costa's really toppled off after his title shot that he, got. Well, you guys know what happened to him at the end of the fight, but after that moment, it just seemed like things changed for him, and the excuses came, and he hasn't had very good performances since. Kind of maybe exposed, maybe that's what's going on. Not sure. I haven't seen enough to really see it and say that 100%. Maybe this fight will determine that. But Rockhold, I mean, come on, this guy, it feels like Rockhold's a name from 10 years ago now. And I'm stuck in a time warp when I hear he's fighting. He hasn't fought very much in the last 5 or 6 years, or even 10 years, really. Go back 10 years, how many fights has he really had? But, definitely the last 5 or 6, I think he's only fought 2 or 3 times. That's not very much. And he wasn't young when that started, and he's not young now. So, and he's chinny now. He's been knocked out the last few fights pretty badly. So what happens here? Both guys are underperformers. Rockhold seems to really hate Costa, and maybe Costa's in his head, or maybe he's in the right headspace. I don't know. That's always hard to determine. But I'll tell you this: Costa's a lot more powerful, and if he touches Rockhold, he's going to knock his head right off. And I don't think Rockhold will take any shots from him and be able to withstand much. So unless Costa's fighting stupid and throwing wild punches all fight and not hitting them, I just don't see how he doesn't win eventually. I think he'll fight smart enough to win. I think Rockhold's going to try to decision him, but there's just no way that's going to happen. It's just not. He's going to get hit once, and that's going to be it. It's going to be bye-bye Rockhold. So, and I'm not really a fan of either guy either. I mean, I'd love to see a double knockout, to be honest with you. And I've heard a few people say that, but, That's not going to happen probably. But I think Costa will win. So I'll bet. You know what? I'll bet another Trinidad Viper on him. Yeah, I'm hoping I don't have to do all these at the same time. So Trinidad Viper, purple boot cross, I'll bet on Paulo Costa winning the fight. If he loses, I'll do that for that fight. And then the main fight, or the final fight, and the reason why I'm going to post this directly instead of my usual time today, is Oleksandr Usyk versus Anthony Joshua. This is a big boxing match. This is a rematch. Usyk is now the heavyweight champion, holding Joshua's former belts. He beat him when they fought about a year ago. I guess it was about a year ago. And, you know, it was very dominating and impressive performance for Oleksandr Usyk. He danced around him. He outboxed him. He made him look slow. And, you know, he beat him fair and square. And, you know, obviously they had a rematch clause. And Anthony Joshua doesn't like to accept the defeat without trying at least twice. So we're going to see this one again. And I don't know if this is going to turn out the same as the Ruiz fight, the Andy Ruiz rematch, because Ruiz came out of shape. He came overconfident. Didn't train for the fight, and you know, Joshua did train, and he just jabbed and, you know, avoided him for the whole fight and won. But that's not going to work with Usyk. He can't just come in and jab Usyk. Usyk is the smaller guy, and Anthony Joshua is the bigger guy, so he should have that advantage if he knows how to use it. But Usyk can move real quick. He moves like a welterweight. You know, like he moves well, or not a welterweight, like a middleweight, but he moves well, and he can box real well. And I think that's going to pose a lot of issues for Joshua again. I just don't think he's going to have an answer for that. The only way he can stop that is to get inside on him, work the body, rough him up, and constantly rough him up. He's going to have to turn this into a brawl and not allow this to be a distance fight, because I don't think he's going to be able to use his height to an advantage because Usyk can move so well. And that being said, I just think Usyk's going to win the fight. I think he's the better fighter. I think even though he's a bit of a small guy for heavyweight, I think he's just going to move better. I think he's going to be able to outbox Anthony Joshua, and maybe probably even TKO. So we'll see how that goes, I guess. But yeah, that's all we're going to do for today. I want to get this posted. Oh, if I'm picking that fight, I have to bet on it, don't I? Ooh, I almost slipped out on that one. All right, you know what? I'll do a quarter dropper of peppermint death shots on Oleksandr Usyk beating Anthony Joshua. How's that? So I got death shots on Usyk. I've got a Trinidad Viper cross on Costa and a Trinidad Viper cross on Usman. Okay? So make sure you guys hit that like button. Leave your picks in the comments if you disagree, or even, you know, if you have other picks you want to talk about. There's lots of fights today. I'll answer you, I promise. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. And be sure to tune in tomorrow night, because tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, my next urban exploring video is coming out. And this one's a real good one. This place I found this week, it was an amazing one. So I'm looking forward to seeing this video with you guys. Join me live, 8 p.m. Eastern on the channel here, and we'll watch it together. But in the meantime, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Check out last week's video, which was the Explorer. And check out this random video here. We'll see you tomorrow night in the next Urban Explorer.